Their 2013 averages 50 wins a season, and they've only got 19 this year. And Caitlin Groves, who I could not say the name for to save my life during the PA announcements, she is in her second year, a former player, and she said it's been a very, very tough year. She has 11 girls on the roster. 10 of them are in the starting lineup, including a flex and a designated player. One sub right now they have on the entire roster for the tournament. They are the 4 seed, and they will face Lauren Reed. Reed on the mound for Lamar. She's been outstanding throughout the season. Reed comes in with a record of 13-4. 3.40 earned run average in 105 innings of work. Lamar's 35-16. And here we go for the first pitch of our 4 this afternoon here in Lamar at the Region 9 tournament. Their starting lineup, Allison Guyman will lead things off. Alyssa Guyman, that is, the left fielder. Then Brooke Dumar, who just recently signed with Colorado Mesa, where she'll play Division II ball next year for former Otero when Western was winning. Gabby Loya, back to the screen it goes, so it's considered a foul ball. It's 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. The outfield shaded straight away on the way, and here it comes from McMillan to Anaya, and she smacks it foul back to the screen. She's right on it. Coach had a lot of positive things to say about this fiery Californian who didn't even visit Lamar and said, I want to play with you. And now 2 runners on for Lamar here in the first on a base. Free pass for McCarthy. So Caitlin will trot down the first, and here comes Woosley. She's the top 8 in Oklahoma at 560. Woosley out of Lamar at 32nd. The girl from Otero will play next game against Trinidad, sitting at 485. Walker. There's a bunt right back to the mound. The runners will move up. Pitcher throws to second baseman 1. She's had a number of D score, and Royer keeps adding to her RBI total. 2 more for Larissa, and it's 2-0 LCC here in the first. 75 RBIs on the season for Royer, and she comes through in the clutch. So the sacrifice bunting worked. Got the runners in scoring position. You get your RBI queen up there, and she handles it quite easily. Anaya scores from 3rd. McCarthy scores from 2nd. And Lamar's up 2-0, and Johnson takes the pitch down low in the dirt, 1-0. 2-0 LCC here in the bottom of the first. McMillan rocks and fires to the plate. Down low, ball 2. She keeps getting behind hitters, and that's not a good thing for any pitcher. And the home plate umpire giving her a break right now as he dusts off the plate. All those pitches in the dirt coming that way. Lamar this year has outscored Western Nebraska in 6 games, 64-23 coming in. So now it's 66-23. So that's a 10-4 if you're keeping game. That would be the average score of a game that Lamar has won this year against Western. And the rise ball, swing and a miss. Johnson trying to belt that to Baca County, which is the county to the south of us. And it's 2-1. Lamar has scored 5 runs in the first inning, and now 7 runs in the first inning to just 1 for Western Nebraska in the 6 games they played this season. The pitch is down low. 3-1 now on Johnson. And another hitter's count. And McMillan struggling, to say the least, for Western Nebraska right now, trying to get ahead of hitters. 6th hitter to the bat in the inning, and there's a strike on the inside corner. Nice breaking motion there. Started out over the plate and then broke in, and Johnson was hoping it would stay too far in, but it didn't. Now it's a full count. So another full count pitch here coming. Last time with a full count, Royer smacked it into left center field for a 2-run single. And the pitch is popped foul right back here, just off to the side. If we had a net like Harry Carey back in the day in Chicago, we would have caught that. 3-2. I just need the big glasses and I'll be all set. Miss Robbins gets a kick out of that one. Johnson settles back into the right side of the batter's box. 3-2 is the count. Alexis is from Castle Rock in Douglas County High School, just to the south of Denver on I-25. Here's the pitch, and it's popped in the air. Short left field. Left fielder got a late start on it, but gets there and will camp underneath it, and Guyman will wrap it up, and that'll do it for Lamar in the bottom of the first. But they do break on top. They get 2 runs on 2 hits. There was a walk in the inning and a couple of sacrifices. You couldn't ask for a better offensive production in the first. It's LCC 2 and Western Nebraska nothing when we come back for the second on GoLopes.com and the YouTube channel. And we're back to LCC and the home of Lamar Community College softball here at Citizens Field in Lamar, Colorado. I'm Corey Allen Ford, voice of the Running Lopes. We're glad you're with us this morning. 2-0 LCC leads in the first game of the tournament. The Lopes are the top seed, Western number 4, and the pitch is from Reed on the inside corner for a strike. Good movement on that pitch. You'd call it a slider in baseball. It's more of a curve here in softball. Michaela Kelly leading off, then Emma McMillan, and then Hannah Schaefer, the bottom third of the order for Western here in the second. The pitch is in the dirt that time. 1 ball, 1 strike. Kelly, the batter, facing Reed, who has beat this team, has got a save against them this season, and has beat them once. So she has 1 win and a save. At the round of the third, Mackenzie Roulette with an easy pick and throw over to Cruz, and there's 1 gone. 5-3. Second assist of the ball game here in the early going for Miss Roulette over at third. And we're 1 out here in the second, and here's Emma McMillan. She's the pitcher for Western Nebraska today. Emma hails from British Columbia, Abbotsford, British Columbia. And the pitch is taken for a strike on the outside corner. Abbotsford, last night, I even heard it last night, listening to the hockey game. San Jose's backup goalie is from Abbotsford, British Columbia. He played up there with the Calgary Flames minor league team. The pitch on the way is on the outside corner, but off the outside corner, that is. It sailed away, and it's 1-1. That's where Emma hails from. In fact, they got a couple of Canadians on this Western Nebraska team. Marley Grant, the outfielder, is from Maple Ridge, British Columbia, the home of Larry Walker. If you're a Rockies fan, you remember that? That's where he hailed from. Here's the pitch on the way, in the dirt, down low, and it's 2-1. So a couple of Canadians on this Western Nebraska team that have made the long trek from British Columbia all the way to Western Nebraska. On the border, if you're not familiar where Scottsbluff is, only 30 miles away from the Wyoming line. The 2-0, and that is a pitch inside off the plate, 3-1 that is. So behind in the count for the first time today. 3-1 on Emma McMillan. Pitcher to pitcher here is Reed. Turns her body, rocks forward, and then fires it home, and it's down in the dirt. And she had no control at all on that pitching sequence for some reason. And her first walk of the game. So their second base runner, they had a 2-out single in the first, and now McMillan with a walk. And here comes Hannah Schaefer, the first baseman. Schaefer is out of Anaconda, Montana. You take I-90 across the state. As the runner starts to break, the bunt is laid down. Reed has it, fires to the second baseman covering Anaya. And the sacrifice is successful. So both teams are using the bunting game to get their runners in scoring position. Little League coaches, if you're watching, take note. That's how it works. 1-4 on the putout, 2 gone and a runner at second. So 2 outs even, and you get the runner over on a bunt. Smart softball, smart baseball. And you get a kid up that can drive in a run, and that's what Solomon's hoping to do, and the ball is swung and missed. They say it was a strike but not a foul, and the runner goes to third on the play. So good recognition by Emma McMillan to get to third base, and now she's close to score on a pass ball or a wild pitch. 2 outs, runner at third now, and it's 0-1 on Reagan Solomon. She is the designated player today, and that one hit towards second. Backhanded by Anaya, going to her right. Fires the first in time. Nice play by Anaya. Ball hit sharply up the middle. Reached out with her glove down around ankle high. Picked it up and threw a dart to first base, and that'll end the inning. So another inning of no runs. There was no hits, there was no errors, and another runner left. They've left on 2 runners in 2 at-bats. We'll head to the bottom of the second. It's LCC 2 and Western Nebraska nothing. You're listening to the Region 9 Softball Tournament on GoLopes.com and the YouTube channel. Armani Robbins is our engineer producer today. We're thankful for her to be here and help us with running the dials and making sure everything gets on fine. We go to the bottom of the second. Nice defensive play. We were commenting up here about Lamar really seems to be sharp and on their game today, trying for their 36th win and, more importantly, to get themselves into a 5 o'clock matchup tonight against the winner of the second game between Trinidad State and Otero that starts at 2. Here's the wind of the pitch from McMillan. The ball popped up down the right field line. Second baseman scoots out in front of the right fielder in short right field, and Abriana Ramirez makes the grab, and there's one away as Megan Sandoval retired here to lead off the bottom of the second. 1 pitch and 1 out, and here's Lauren Reed. Reed pitches from the right side but bats from the left side. Got to meet her dad earlier today. They made the trek all the way over from Fruita, Colorado, over on the western slope. And hello to those folks in Fruita listening or watching on YouTube. Here's the pitch to Reed, and it's high, ball 1. Lauren's a sophomore. She'll be leaving the program and going to Adams State next year in Alamosa to play Division II ball down there in the RMAC. And the 1-0 on the way, and it's inside, off the plate, 2 balls and no strikes. As I said, Reed bats from the left side. Lauren hitting at .340 on the season. She has 17 hits this year. 6 of them are doubles, 2 triples, and 3 homers, and has knocked in 17. Wide open stance. That front leg is almost on the line toward first base, and there's a strike on the outside corner for the first of this at-bat, 2-1. 2-0 Lamar on a couple of hits and a couple of sacrifices. Royer then with 2 RBI single over the shortstop into left center in that last inning. And it gave her 75 RBIs on the season as that pitch sails off the outside corner and wide. 3 balls hit a strike now on Reed. McDonald will be next. Then back to the top of the lineup for Lamar. They lead it 2-0 here in the bottom of the second. Here's McMillan's offering, and that ball is popped in the air. Center fielder is over in right center. Couple of steps over and makes the catch in this bright sunny day here in Lamar. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, there is no wind in Lamar, Colorado today. So far, the flag is wrapped around the pole in center. 2 outs here in the second. We say that because it's windy here every day. If you're not familiar with Lamar, it is the wind tunnel of Colorado. It is the wind tunnel of the plains. And I come from the Windy City, being born and raised in the Chicago area. And I don't even think the Windy City matches this. I know it's called the Windy City, but McMillan not happy at all. That was a call to strike, and she's wondering why previous pitches haven't been called to strike. She is not happy right now. She ripped that glove and taking that ball back. Not happy with the home plate umpire for some reason. Here's McDonald, the center fielder for Lamar. She's also on her way to Adams State next year. And the pitch is taken off the plate for a ball, 1-1. Boy, she's not happy. She's roaming around out there. Something has really ticked her off. McDonald's out of West Valley, Utah. Suburban Salt Lake City, the home of the Winter Olympics back in the days when The ice hockey tournament was played there in that arena. That ball looped over the shortstop's head, just slapped out there. McDonald on her way to second. Here's the slide, and the throw is late. Sam McDonald utilizes the speed and just chucked the bat at the ball, and it landed right over the shortstop's head. And with McDonald's speed, she flies into second with an easy sliding double. Great job of hitting by McDonald. Didn't even get a full swing, just got a piece of it and looped it right over the shortstop's head into short left center field and gets a double out of it. So Lamar with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs, and here's the top of the order. And Anaya trying to bunt and not happy with herself, bunts it foul up the first base line. With 2 outs, I'm not sure that was the greatest strategy in the world, but she was trying to get a base hit out of it. And we'll see what she does now as she resets in the box. 0-1 the count, runner at second, 2 away, and the pitch is on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 2-0, or 0-2 that is. So now she's behind, and so Raylin's going to have to choke and poke, so to say. Right center is all of hers if she wants it. 0-2 the count. McDonald with super speed out at second base, and the pitch is way outside, off the plate. Good waste pitch there, as we say. 2 runs for Lamar in the first, trying to add to that total right now, leading at 2-0 over Western Nebraska, the number 1 seed against the number 4 seed here in the Region 9 tournament. Here comes the pitch from McMillan, and it's up high. Good take right there. Not going for that rise ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. McMillan still upset about something, pacing out there inside the circle. Now looks into her glove, rises above her head, rocks forward and fires, and the fastball is ripped foul back to the screen. And we had this battle last time before Anaya got that single to right. She had 4 foul balls before she finally was able to smack it into right center field and get the single, and she scored Lamar's first run of the game on that 2-run single by Royer in the bottom half of the first. Trying to bring in her teammate McDonald at second. 3-2 offering, or 2-2 offering, says the board, on the way, and the ball is hit in the air to center field. Center fielder Jackson in her tracks reaches up and has it, and that'll do it for Lamar. They flew out 3 times in the inning. Sandwiched in there was a 2-out double. McDonald left at second. Lamar has left 2 on, now in 2 innings of play. We've played 2 in Lamar, Colorado. It's LCC 2 in Western Nebraska, nothing. This is the Region 9 softball tournament on the YouTube channel, golopes.com. We head to the third in Lamar, Colorado at the Region 9 tournament. 2-0 is the score. Lamar's got 2 runs on 3 hits, not committed in air. They have no runs on 1 hit and have not committed in air. They've left on 2 runners in the first 2 frames, and Lamar has left on 2 as well. Leading off their number 9 hitter, and that's Marley Grant. She is the right fielder. She's the other one we talked about from Maple Ridge, British Columbia. Sounds like a lovely burg. And the pitch is taken low, ball 1. Larry Walker, who, in this broadcaster's opinion, should be in the Hall of Fame. Great left-hand hitter. It was just fun to watch during those great days of the Rockies. That's where he hails from, as the pitch on the way, and the ball is hit on the ground sharply to short. Over to her left, Royer fires it to first in time. Well, one thing Coach said, that Larissa is an outstanding shortstop in getting places, but she doesn't throw so well to first, and that time threw an absolute dart to first base. Knee high, right in the Cruz's wheelhouse in the glove, and there's 1 away. She hits the ball well. One thing she'll work on is her shortstop work, but she ranged over perfectly to her left as the ball was heading up the middle, and makes the play easily as the pitch down in the dirt to Guyman, who grounded out to third in her first bat in the first. 1 ball, no strikes on Guyman. Left fielder. Where's the number 22 on the back of her uniform for Western Nebraska? The pitch is taken down low, 1-1. Guyman's out of Stansbury, Utah. And I did not get a chance to go through my Rand McNally directory and did not find Stansbury, but my guess is it's in the Salt Lake City area, but I'm not sure on that. I could be completely wrong. The pitch is taken outside on the corner for a strike, and it's 1-2. Or check that, 2-1, my bad. 2 balls and a strike on Guyman. 1 out here in the third. Lamar leads it 2-0. Reed rocks and fires, and the kid from Fruta throws it outside and off the plate. 3 balls and a strike. Dumar is on deck. Reed's kept him quiet with only 1 hit through the first 2 frames. 2 base runners, 1 on a hit, 1 on a walk last inning. And the pitch is down in the dirt, and that gets away from McCarthy, and he goes all the way over to the Lamar dugout. It'll be the second walk in 2 innings now issued by Reed. So Guyman, usually your leadoff hitter, is one of your top runners on the team. And we'll take a gander at her numbers on the season. She's had 6 stolen bases in 7 attempts, so she does run, but not often. And the pitch on the way, and the bunt thrown down. The pitch is called a strike, and it's 0-1. Anaya was quickly going to second as the first baseman Cruz coming down the line against Dumar. Dangerous hitter here. She flew out to right field her first time up. Reed rocks and fires, and the pitch is popped foul on a play right side. 0-2. She said, as I said earlier, she had 2 grand slams in a week. She's got 6 homers on the season. She's knocked in 34. Comes into the game hitting a .355 clip for Brooke Dumar, who has signed with Colorado Mesa. And that ball is hit in the air down the right field line. Right fielder plays her perfectly. Catch is made by Woosley. 2 times in a row she has played her perfectly in right field, and Dumar is retired yet again by the right fielder. 2 gone here in the third. Easy peasy right now for Lauren Reed. Trying to win her 14th game of the season. She's appeared in now her 33rd opportunity on the mound. Also has 4 saves, which is one of the top numbers in the country in the save department. I believe the number 1 save person in the country is at 7, so she's right behind her. 3 saves off as the pitch is taken for a strike. It's 0-1 on Maddie Jackson. Jackson singled her last time up to left field. 2 out, runner on, and the pitch sails outside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jackson's out of Herman, Utah. One of the sophomores on this team. 5 sophomores on the team for Western Nebraska. The rest are freshmen. And remember, there's only 11 here because 3 of them are injured as the pitch is down low. 2 balls and a strike on Jackson. Gabby Loya would be next. Lamar scored 2 in the first on a 2-run single by Larissa Royer. Western Nebraska has not been able to get a runner, and they got a runner all the way to third last inning, McMillan, but she was left there, and that ball is hit late down the third base line, foul into the empty bleachers down the third base line. And the count now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Beautiful complex here in Lamar. If you've never been here, it is definitely a baseball, softball town. They love their diamond sports. The pitch on the way at 2-2, and it's hit down the left field line. This one's going to get down and into the corner. All the way past the left fielder Johnson. Around third and going to score is Guyman. And at third safely with a triple. To left is Maddie Jackson. So Jackson 2 times up has gone to left. This time was able to get it by the left fielder Johnson all the way into the corner, and it's now a 2-1 ball game. Nice piece of hitting by Jackson 2 times in a row. Has gone both times, as we said, to left field. That's a stand-up 3-bagger and an RBI, and it's a 2-1 ball game. And Loya now with a chance to tie the ball game as the cleanup hitter with that runner at third base. 2-1 LCC now, and Reed's going to have to work out of trouble. And that ball is hit off the handle. 1 hop to Anaya, underhand scoop to first, and Cruz, and that'll end the inning. So Loya didn't even wait but 1 pitch, and she bounces out softly to the second baseman. But in the inning, they get on the board. They get 1 run on 2 hits. There were no errors and 1 runner left on base. We played 2.5 in Lamar, Colorado in Game 1 of the Region 9 tournament. It's the top seed LCC 2 and the 4 seed Western Nebraska 1. And we're back on GoLopes.com and the YouTube channel in a moment. I'm Corey Allen Ford, voice of the Running Lopes. We're back to LCC. 2-1 is their score as we head to the bottom half of the third. Western Nebraska was able to chalk across the run last inning on a walk and a 2-out triple into the on-field corner. And McMillan has got herself a run now and will try to shut down LCC as they come to bat in the third. Roulette, McCarthy, and Woosley, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters. And the first pitch taken to Roulette, who had a sacrifice bunt back in the first that set up the 2-run single by Royer as a strike. McKenzie, the third baseman, hitting at .449 on the season for Lamar. And she hits that off the end of the bat down the right field line. Right fielder charging, diving, and it's a fair ball. It's off her glove. Roulette will scamper into second with a double. Great diving attempt there by Marley Grant as the ball kept drifting down the right field line and toward the foul line. Grant dove and it went off her glove, and able to get to second as Roulette with a double. Good defensive try, but Lamar is able to cash in and get a hit. They now have hits in every inning thus far and 4 in the game, and another extra base hit. Lamar shows bunt. Pitch taken for a strike by McCarthy. The Colorado Christian University player to be next year. She's already signed with CCU. Turns and squares, and the bunt right back to the mound. Pitcher has it. Throws the second baseman covering Ramirez. And on the sacrifice, Lamar gets a run at third. Third sacrifice of the game thus far for Lamar, and the first 2 worked successfully, setting up the 2-run single. Here comes Woosley. So it doesn't matter where you are in the order. McCarthy's a third-place hitter, and she bunts. Lamar had the second-place hitter, Roulette, bunt in the first, and the cleanup hitter, Woosley, bunt to set up the 2-run single by Royer in the first. So it doesn't matter where you are. Lamar is going to sacrifice to try to get runners in scoring position the way most coaches, the old coach the game. Get the runners in. Pitch is way off the plate for McMillan, a breaking ball. Broke way too far. Woosley takes it outside. Pitch is up high, inside, and almost hit her. Turned her away at the plate, and Woosley's ahead of the count 3-0. Lamar leads it 2-1. We're in the bottom half of the third. 2 runs in the first on Royer's 2-run single. She's standing on deck. Another RBI opportunity for her. Woosley can get on as well. And there is the pitch inside on the corner for a strike, says the home plate umpire. Borderline pitch there. And it's 3 balls and a strike. I don't think Woosley liked that pitch. She stepped out of the box, almost walked halfway to the third base coaching box in disgust. Now gets back in. Digs in, takes a look out. The right-handed hitter swings and misses at a rise ball just above her bat. 3-2. Good pitch there by McMillan. McMillan lost to Lamar back on March 25th, 16-2. In that game, she went 1 inning, gave up 10 runs, 9 of them earned on 6 hits. She lost to Lamar 13-3 on March 10th, giving up 9 runs on 11 hits in 5 2/3 innings. And that ball is stroked down the left field line, and it will be a fair ball right before the wall. Rattles around in the corner and on her way to second as the run-scoring double for Woosley. 3-2 pitch, and you know it's got to come over the plate, and Lamar's sitting on it. And Woosley spanks it into the left field corner. She gets the RBI. Number 38 on the season, and another extra base hit for Lamar as the double plates another run, and Lamar's lead is now 3-1. So they get a run, and Lamar is able to top it with one of their own. And here's Royer with a chance to drive in another run at second. 1 out in the inning. That ball is hit into right center field, a base hit. Royer's going to get another RBI, her third of the game. It'll roll all the way to the wall, and Royer will replace Woosley at second base. Back-to-back doubles after the leadout double in the inning by Roulette. And Lamar has plated 2 more. It's 4-1 LCC. First pitch, and Royer took it right over to the right of the second baseman, right into the hole, and it rolled as it hit the ground all the way to the wall. 3 RBI game for Royer, now 76 on the season, and that ball is popped up on the first offering, out of play over the top of us for Alexis Johnson. 3 extra base hits in the inning. Lamar now has 4 extra base hits in the game. All of them are doubles. McDonald, Royer, Woosley, and Roulette. The pitch is into the dirt for McMillan. It's ball 1. 4-1 LCC the lead here. 2 in the first and now 2 here in the third after they plated 1 here in the earlier part of this inning. Johnson stares out at the pitch here from the right-hand hitter's box, and the pitch on the way, and it's popped in the air down the left field line. It'll get out of play. Hey, there's somebody over in that section now. Falls just short of the one-man show over there in the third base bleachers. 1-2 the count. Sandoval would be next. Only 1 out in the inning. 3 hits already on a sacrifice. And the pitch is way up high with the rise ball. Great catch by Gabby Loya going to her right. Had to reach up and grab that, pull it out of the sky. So McMillan has not had good games against Lamar this year, to say the least. Just going by the numbers. 2-2 on the way. Swing and a miss. Got her on a rise ball in tight. 2 gone in the inning. Strikeout number 1 for McMillan. And with 2 outs, here's Sandoval, who popped up to the second baseman on the first pitch she saw back in the second inning, leading off. Winner of this game plays tonight. It's LCC, of course, will be here with you. It's at 5 o'clock tonight against the winner of Trinidad State Otero. That's at 2 o'clock this afternoon. And then there's a night game tonight for you night fans under the lights, 8 o'clock between the losers of this game and the second game. And then tomorrow we go at 12 and 3, and Sunday at 11 o'clock, and if necessary, 2 o'clock as the pitch rises way off the glove of Loya, that is, and all the way back to the screen. Galloping over to third base is Larissa Royer. So Royer at third base with 2 outs. 2 balls, no strikes to Sandoval. Batting from the right side for Megan. And the pitch is on the outside corner, says the official. It's swept over on a breaking ball. 2-1 the count. Sandoval batting as the designated player. She bats for Miss Cruz, the first baseman, who does not bat. And as the flex, as the ball is knocked way out of play over in the Little League field behind us. Here at the complex, 2-2. Lauren Reed would be next. So umpire at home needs some new softballs. Sandoval out of Delta, Colorado, over on the western slope on I-70, over in that Fruita area toward Grand Junction. Here's the 2-2 on the way. Just off the outside corner. Sandoval watched it in all the way. Good eye there, and it's 3-2, and another 3-2 pitch, and McMillan has had all kind of problems with 3-2 pitches today. Anaya singled off on a 3-2 in the first inning. The 3-2 pitch that Royer got the 2-run single on in the first. That has been the bad pitch for her right now, and she's able to get Sandoval to pop it up. It pops it right over the top of the Lamar dugout on the first base side. And the count remains 3-2 as Sandoval battling here with 2 outs in the third, 2 already in, and a runner at third. 4-1 LCC the lead over Western Nebraska here in the Region 9 tournament. The winner of this tournament plays the winner of the Region 6 tournament, which is underway over in Dodge City. And we'll tell you more about that after this pitch. Here comes the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got her on a rise ball that broke out away from the plate. 2 strikeouts for McMillan. Comes back strong after giving up the 2-run double. Or I should say the RBI double by Royer. In the inning, Lamar does score 2 runs on 3 hits. They were all doubles. Royer's left stranded at third base. We'll head to the top half for the fourth. It's Lamar 4 and Western Nebraska 1. We're back to Lamar, Colorado as we head to the fourth inning. Lamar scores a couple of more runs after Western finally got on the board in the third. And it's now a 4-1 ball game as Reed goes back on to her fourth inning of work. So far has only given up 3 hits in the 1 run and has stranded 3 base runners. Has not registered a strikeout but has walked 2. And they've gotten runners on in each of the first 3 innings, but she's just working her way through things. That ball hit on the handle to short center field. Diving and making the catch is McDonald. Sam McDonald with a sliding grab down around her ankles and makes it in front of her and makes it look easy. Great job by the Adams State Grizzly-to-be, and a good defensive play to start the fourth inning. We'll put a star in the book by that, as they say in the San Diego play-by-play world. And the pitch is down low, ball 1 to the next hitter, number 18. That's Emma McMillan, the pitcher. What a great start to the inning for defensive purposes for Lamar. McDonald, with her speed, just flies in there and then lays out sliding feet first and makes the catch around her ankles. Just off the ground, and the strike taken there. And it's 1-1 on McMillan. She walked last time and was left stranded at third back in the second inning. 4-1 LCC the lead. Top half of the fourth. As we said, the winner moves on. The winner of this tournament will move on and play the Region 6 winner. Region 6 is the tournament that's going on in Dodge City, Kansas today. It just started. Butler, the 2-time defending champion, last year won the national title with just 1 loss. They are the team to beat over there. And they would host, more than likely, if they win that tournament, they would host over in El Dorado, Kansas. Used to work for Butler County and did their basketball games on the air. And they would host the winner chance to go to the World Series. That ball off the glove of Cruz, hit sharply. Right fielder has it, fires to first, but not in time. So they tried the old 3-9-3 play, but it did not work. Ball was hit sharply. Cruz turned her glove, and the ball was hit so sharply it turned her glove to the inside towards second, and then the ball caroms in the right field. Woosley's right there and throws a dart to first base, but it's not in time. So we'll see if that's an error or a hit. That's got to be Probably got to be an error. Unfortunately, it was hit so hard, but the play was gloved, so we'll give it an error on the third baseman. A tough one to give, but unfortunately the glove was on the ball, so it'll be an error on the first baseman and a runner at first with one out. That continues the run for Western Nebraska to get somebody on in every inning. Ball hit slowly on the ground to second, and Aya has it quickly over to first. Just got her by a stride. That ball was deadened as it hit the dirt and slowly got to Anaya. She had the base runner running in front of her, had to wait for her. She could have went through her and we got the interference, but she waited for her to go by and came in and got the ball and gloved it and just threw out Schaefer by an eyelash. So 2 outs in the inning. Runner over to second goes McMillan. Much harder play than it looked, but Lamar is able to turn it, and they're making all the tough plays right now. And the pitch is down low to Reagan Solomon. Solomon with a 1-0 count. Runner at second, 2 away for Western Nebraska here in the fourth, and Lamar leading at 4-1. Reed turns her shoulders, turns the body, and rocks forward, and the ball is hit to third base. Roulette, step and throw, high but on target. Cruz is right there to gather it in, and it's another easy inning after the runner does get on, but is stranded at second. They've left on 4 runners now in 4 at-bats. It's no runs, no hits, and an error, and 1 runner left. We played 3.5 in Lamar, Colorado at the Region 9 softball tournament. In Game 1, Lamar leads Western Nebraska 4-1 on GoLopes.com and the YouTube channel. Along with Armani Robbins, I'm Waylon Ford. We're back at the LCC home of softball, Citizens Field here in Lamar, Colorado. We head to the bottom half of the fourth, and Lauren Reed will lead things off. She's pitching to Jim right now on the mound, scattering just 3 hits and giving up just 1 run in 4 innings. And at the plate, she'll lead things off here in the fourth. She flew out to center field her first at bat, and takes the pitch on the inside corner with a sweeping breaking ball, 0-1. McMillan still on the mound for Western. She's given up 6 hits, 4 of those doubles, and Lamar has produced 4 runs, 3 of them off the RBI bat of Larissa Royer, one of the top RBI producers in the country, as the pitch is check swing fouled over the dugout on the first base side, third base side that is, and it's 0-2 on Reed. Lauren bats from the left side, as we mentioned. She is a right-handed thrower, and she hits .340 from that left side. And the 0-2 on the way, just off the outside corner, low, 1-2. It'll be Reed, McDonald, and Anaya. 8, 9, and 1 for Coach Silva, trying for their 36th win of the season. 36-16 would be their win record. They won 28-25 last year, and the ball tapped foul into the Western Nebraska dugout. Lamar won 37 back in 2014. That's the most wins they've had in the last 6 years. They can do that with a win here and a win maybe tonight, as they try to get the Region 9 championship and get ready to go to Kansas. That ball is tapped to the mound. Picked up, McMillan with a one-hand whip over to first. And there's one away. 1-3 on the putout for Reed there. Here comes Sam McDonald. the speedy, diminutive center fielder out of suburban Salt Lake City. A joy to watch if you're a connoisseur of great defense and watching somebody with speed play the game the way it should be played. She's a slap hitter, and she slapped the double the last time up. Makes a great sliding, diving catch in the top half of this inning. And takes the pitch that was up at her head, a little high, and inside 1-0. She did the limbo to get out of the way of that one. 1 ball with no strikes for McDonald, who bats from the left side, deep in the left-hand hitter's box. The front foot is on the top of the toe. Here comes the 1-0, and inside again off the plate, 2-0. Trying to jam her right now is Emma McMillan, and again, not liking the umpire's call there as she walks off the mound in disgust. You can tell when she's disgusted. She'll snap the glove with the ball and turn around and walk away, talking to herself in the circle. 2 balls, no strikes on McDonald, the number 9 hitter, and she bunts this time, and Lay tried to drag it down third base and bunts it to the screen, 2-1. McDonald's got blazing speed, and she'll take that to Alamosa next year in the RMAC and play with Adams State. She is already signed, sealed, and delivered there. So stay in Colorado. 2-1 on the way here from McMillan. As the first baseman, third baseman creep, and the ball is slapped on the ground up the first base line. First baseman has it. Nobody covering at first base as the second baseman was late, and it'll be an infield hit for McDonald. So her blazing speed again gets her on base. Just top that ball down the third base line, and out to argue with the third base with the home plate umpire is the head coach of Western Nebraska, who just got a warning from the home plate umpire as he writes it down. She said that McDonald was running on the other side of the first base line, and that caused the first baseman to throw late, but nobody was covering first base, so you can't make that argument. If the ball would have hit her, as an umpire knowing this, if the ball would have hit her, then you have a different situation, but the ball never hit her. It was never thrown. So thus, Elita, a one-out single on the slap hit for McDonald. And that's down the right field line, and it hits the chalk. Right on the chalk for Anaya. Quickly throw back to second. McDonald's back to second safely ahead of the throw. So a slap hit up the first base line, and then Anaya gets her second hit of the ball game. Perfectly placed on the chalk, past first base, and in front of the right fielder. 2 more hits in the inning for Lamar as they continue to pound the baseball. They're at .382 on the season at the plate, one of the top averages in the country in that department, and showing it today. And they already have 8 hits through 4 at-bats, not even 4 at-bats, 3 at-bats and 3 hitters in. The pitch is taken high, and McMillan not a happy camper again as she walks off the mound. Roulette's up. She doubled the last time and scored in the third. She's also had a sacrifice bunt. 2 on and 1 out. Meat of the order coming up for LCC, trying to expand on a 4-1 lead, and the bunt is tried to push it foul up the first base line. Tried to push it past the first baseman that time, even though trying to sacrifice. But the rise ball was rising up. Roulette tried to get on top of it so she wouldn't hit it in the air, and bunts it foul. 1 ball, 1 strike on McKenzie. Runner at second is McDonald with great speed. Anaya with good speed as well. That ball pumped in the air right to the first baseman. First baseman makes the catch of the bunt. And there'll be 2 outs. So failed to execute there. Luckily for Lamar, Anaya was able to scamper back into first before any attempt for a throw. So it's going to leave it up to McCarthy. 2 on, 2 outs. Lamar chance to expand the lead here with runners at first and second. Caitlin's been on a walk and scored in the first. And not happy at all is Emma McMillan. Really out there frustrated with the home plate umpire's call. She asked about that and asked where it was. 1 ball, no strikes. The pitch for McMillan, and the ball is hit in the air foul. Third base side and out of play. Way out ahead of it was McCarthy, and it's 1-1. She had a sacrifice bunt the last time out, so she officially is still yet to come to the plate, even though she's been up there twice. 1 ball, 1 strike, runners at first and second. Here's McMillan's offering on the way to McCarthy, and it's way outside with a rise ball. 2-1. Woosley would be next. Lamar leads it 4-1. We're in the bottom half of the fourth of Game 1 of the Region 9 softball tournament here in Citizens Field at Lamar, Colorado. The pitch on the way, and the ball is popped up. Third base side. Third baseman looks, and it'll drift over the seating section here on the third base side. Good crowd turnout. A lot of parents here from the areas of these student athletes. A lot of fans on hand as well, and some of the students as well made it over from their classes and lunch break. Here's the 2-2. Ball hit on the ground towards short. Backhanded in the hole, and nowhere to go. Shortstop Doomer makes the play, backhands it, and the good speed of McDonald could not throw the third base, even though Kelly was there, just was not going to be in time. Did not make the throw, and now the bases are loaded, and a grand opportunity here for Woosley. Third hit of the inning for Lamar. Two of them have been on the infield. So the bases are juiced, and Woosley's up there. She doubled and drove in a run in the third down the left field line, and she had a sacrifice in the first. She's officially 1 for 1 with a run scored and a ribby. And the pitch is taken, changeup for a strike, 0-1. Money time here for Woosley. 38 RBIs on the season. Now with 11 doubles, 51 hits on the year for her. In 104 at-bats, and the ball popped straight back foul right over the top of us, just in front of the roof that separates us from the fans. And it's 0-2 on Woosley. Miss RBI is on deck, Larissa Royer. She's got 3 of them today. Would love to have another opportunity to plate some more. Woosley, though, chance right here with the bases loaded, 2 out. The pitch way outside. I wouldn't even have swung at that one. And I was not a good hitter. Could play defense, but could not hit a lick. That's why I'm behind the mic. 1-2 the count. Bases loaded. McMillan rocks and fires to the plate and just missed off the outside corner. Thought she had that pitch, and it's 2-2. Now Woosley will get set for another opportunity. Woosley out of Springville, Utah. Pitch on the way, and it's hit in the air. Short center field. Center fielder, shortstop going out. Shortstop makes the catch behind second base, Dumar, and that will end the inning. So Lamar leaves 3. They've now left 6 stranded in 4 innings of play. They do not score anything and get 3 hits and 3 left on base. We've played 4 complete here in Lamar, and it's LCC still leading Western Nebraska. It's the Lady Lopes 4 and Western Nebraska 1. We come back on YouTube and golopes.com in a moment. Then we come back to Lamar. Armani Robbins, our engineer and producer and executive producer of our program today on golopes.com and the YouTube channel. I'm Corey Allen Ford, voice of the Running Lopes. We're glad you're with us on this absolutely gorgeous 70-degree day with no wind in southeast Colorado. Mark it on your calendar. As the first pitch is taken for a strike on the inside corner to Marley Grant, the 9-hitter. It's 9-1-2 for Western Nebraska here in the 5th. 4-1, Lamar the lead. Right now, Lauren Reed in control, scattering 3 hits and just giving up the 1 run, has walked 2 and no strikeouts, and the pitch is fouled out of play. She's not really a strikeout pitcher. She gets contact, and that's fine, thank you. Her players make a lot of plays behind her. Don't have to be a strikeout pitcher, even though a lot of softball players and softball pitchers are. She just makes hitters hit pitches that she wants them to. Here's the 0-2 on the way. And the ball is hit in the air to right field. Right fielder over toward the line. Woosley camps underneath it and makes the grab. Woosley now has 1, 2, 3 putouts in the ballgame. 1 in the first, 1 in the third, and 1 here in the fifth. So every other inning she's had a putout. And there's 1 away, and it brings up the top of the order for Western. And here's Alyssa Guyman. Guyman, the left fielder, walked and scored the only run for Western back in the third. She grounded out the third in the first. 0 for 1 officially. Takes the curveball just off the outside corner for a ball. 1 ball, no strikes. As we mentioned, Butler's playing over in Dodge City. The winner of this tournament will play the winner of the Region 6 tournament. Butler is opening up today at 1 o'clock. That is Central Time against Pratt. Butler comes into the game as the strike right down the middle is 44-4, ranked 5th in the country. Pratt is 12-40. They have a Lamar player on that Pratt team. She played softball here at Lamar High School. Signed with Pratt last year. Here's the 1-1 on the way. There's a check swing strike. Lamar's got a great high school softball team here. And they have a player over at Pratt. Barton plays Garden. That's a 4-5 matchup. Colby plays Northwest Kansas Tech in their first year of softball. They're a 3-6 matchup. And Seward County, who Lamar split with in 4 games, they are taking on Dodge City tonight under the lights. That's at 7 o'clock over in D.C. 2-2 is the count. As we said, the winner of that tournament will play the winner of this one at that team's home site. That pitch just off the inside corner. And Guyman has worked a 3-2 count again. She was able to go 3-1 last inning and coax the walk, and now she's at 3-2. 1 out, nobody on. We're in the fifth, 4-1 LCC as Lauren Reed rocks and fires, and the ball is hit into center field for a base hit. That curveball stayed out over the plate, and Guyman with a nice piece of hitting take it right back up the middle. Just to the right of second base. And another hit for them, and now they have 4, and they've had a runner on in each of the first 5 innings. They've stranded 4. Lamar has stranded 6, but Lamar leads it by a score of 4-1. And that tournament will be next week, I believe. May 9th and 10th, it says on my notes here from the NJCAA. May 9th and 10th will be the tournament. And it'll be over in Kansas at the winner of that tournament, which more than likely will be Butler. 1 ball, no strikes here on Brooke Doomer. Doomer has flown out to right both times up today. And there's a pitch on the outside, and that's where they're pitching her again. And it's 1-1. Jackson would be next. We have 1 out here in the fifth. Lamar with 2 in the first, 2 in the third, and they got their only run in the third inning. Runner at first right now, and there's another breaking ball on the outside corner, says the home plate umpire. Didn't look like it up here, but we'll take it. 1-2. I'm sure that's what they say when I'm behind the plate. 1-2 is the count. Reed takes a long look in. Swings the shoulders from right to left, and here it comes the pitch, and it's hit in the air straight away center. 4 steps back and over to her right. Sam McDonald camps under it with a campfire and the marshmallows, and able to make the catch, and there are 2 gone. Can of corn, as we say in the Midwest. 2 gone. Home plate umpire wanting some new softballs as we have a break here in the action. Maddie Jackson will be up there. Jackson's been the thorn in the side for Reed thus far. She had a single to left in the first and a triple down in the left field corner her last time up, and drove in their only run back in the third. She's 2 for 2 in the ball game, batting in the number 3 spot for Jackson, and that pitch slides on the outside part of the plate to the left-hand hitter for a strike. It's 0-1. As I said, Lauren trying for her 14th win of the season. Right now has 13 to lead everybody in that category on the squad, and checks her swing. The pitch is down low. They do not ask for an appeal, and it's low ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. It evens the count on Jackson. Maddie, as we mentioned, from British Columbia. Bats from the left side. The pitch on the way is way outside this time, and it's 2-1. Loya, the cleanup hitter, on deck for Western. trying to make some noise against LCC, who right now has Lauren Reed in firm control at 4-1. Reed ready, fires to the plate. Ball hit off the handle into left field. It's going to dump you in front of the left fielder. Base hit for Jackson, who's now 3 for 3 in the ball game. All the hits to left field. Seems to have Lauren Reed's number, and now 2 on and 2 out. Station to station for Guyman, and here comes Loya. Now they've left on 4 runners. They've had 1 inning where they've gotten 2 on. Actually, 1 inning, they've had no innings, that is, with 2 on. 1 in the first. Second inning, McMillan made it to third, was left stranded. Jackson left stranded at third in the third after her triple. McMillan made it to second last inning after an error on the first baseman Cruz on a hard hit ball. And the pitch taken by Loya for a ball, 1-0. She has popped to the pitcher and has grounded to second. She's 0 for 2 in the game for the cleanup hitter for Western. Here's the pitch from Reed, and it's right down Main Street, USA, and it's 1-1. Loya on the season has played in 48 games. Hitting at .331. He's knocked in 39. He has 6 big flies. 1 ball, 1 strike. Reed ready. Here's the pitch. Inside and tight. Almost hit her. She almost walked into it. 2-1 the count on Loya. The outfield, straightaway medium range for Loya. Third baseman Roulette right next to the bag at third. Infield playing in the normal depths, and Cruz in front of the bag at first. 2 balls and a strike. Here we go with Reed's pitch, and it's way off the plate for a strike, says the home plate umpire. Boy, it must have curved and got the front part of the plate. I didn't think it looked like that up here, but we'll take it. Thank you very much. 2-2. Reed will take it as well. Chance to get out of the inning here with a big K. She hasn't had one of those yet. Here comes the 2-2 on the way. Hit on the line, in the hole, into left field. Just past Royer's glove. Here comes the runner trying to score, and she will with a slide at home. Back to second on the throw, not in time. So it's a 4-2 game as Guyman makes it interesting at the plate, but gets there on the slide. Loya with the big base hit in the hole, and it's a 2-out hit, and Jackson just gets back on the throw from McCarthy back to second baseman. Anaya. So 2 on still and 1 in, and it's a 4-2 ball game. And here comes Michaela Kelly. Kelly is hitting at .372 in the season. She is their top home run hitter with 14 and has 48 RBIs. Danger Will Robinson here. Runners at first and second with 2 outs, a 4-2 ball game. Reed is ready. Here comes the 0-1. Swing and a miss and a drop ball. It fell off the table. Pick up that meatball off the floor. 0-2 the count on Kelly. McMillan will be next. Crowd starting to get into it. Trinidad State has arrived at the yard on the third base side. They will play Otero next. They are the 2 seed. Here comes the 0-2 from Reed. Just missed outside, down low, 1-2. Kelly, before this at bat, was 0 for 2, a fly out to center on that sliding, diving catch by McMillan, or I should say McDonald in the fourth, and is grounded at third. Tying runs on base, the go-ahead run at the plate. Lamar's up 4-2, 1-2 on the way, and here it comes. Swing, three, struck her out looking. On the inside corner. With movement, but it's set right there at the knees. And the first strikeout of the game for Lauren Reed is to end the inning. In the inning, it's 1 run. There were 3 hits, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. 4.5 in the books, and it's LCC 4 and Western Nebraska 2. GoLopes.com and the YouTube channel continues coverage of the Region 9 tournament in a moment. We're back to Lamar, Colorado in the Region 9 softball tournament. Royer will lead things off for Lamar. Nobody on base, so the only way she can produce an RBI now is with a home run. She's hit 14 of those in the season. Her first 2 at-bats, a 2-run single in the first and an RBI double in the third. She's 2 for 2. Maddie Jackson is 3 for 3 for Western Nebraska. Royer tries to match her here against McMillan, and the Ephus pitch is upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes. Try to get her on a changeup that was really slowed down, almost slow motion. Royer kind of just looked at it and almost laughed at it. 1-0. Here's the 1-0 on the way. Fastball hit. First base side. It bounces on the ground. First baseman smothers it, picks it up, and runs to the bag. Schaefer is able to make the play on Royer. Hit off the end of the bat, and the out recorded at first. 3 unassisted on the put-out, and here comes Alexis Johnson. Johnson is struck out and flown out to left back in the first, and struck out with a runner on third back in the third inning. She fouls the first pitch back to the screen, 0-1. LCC baseball back in action today. They're taking on the 5th-ranked team in the nation, Trinidad State. Doubleheader over at T-State. And they'll play again on Sunday for a double dip in the Region 9 baseball. They've got another couple of weeks of baseball left before their tournament. That ball hit sharply on the ground to second. Smothered up by Ramirez and throws a bullet over to first in time. 4-3 on the put-out, 2 up, 2 down. So the first time in the game since the second inning that Lamar has had the first 2 hitters not get on. Megan Sandoval is the scheduled hitter, but looks like Lamar is going to go to the bench. And they will. Lamar will substitute. Mercedes Salazar will be the hitter. So Salazar is going to pinch it for Sandoval here in the 5th inning. Mercedes is out of Pueblo Central High School. If you're unfamiliar with the area we're in, it's 120 miles to our west on US 50. It's the largest city in the region, usually where everybody goes to shop at the mall. We don't have a mall here in Lamar, if you're unfamiliar with Lamar, Colorado. We have the big box store, but we do not have the mall, as the pitch is taken upstairs 1-0. Yes, we have Walmart. 1-0 the count. Sandoval bats from the right side here in the 5th inning with 2 outs, and Lamar leading at 4-2. McMillan trying to get out of an inning with a 1-2-3, which would be the first for her in the game. Every inning Lamar has had runners on, and every inning they've had hits. 9 hits coming into this inning, and you have yet to get anybody on here. 2-0 the way, and their ball is hit sharply in the hole. Backhanded by Dumar. Steps, throws the first on 1 bounce, and not able to come up with it is the first baseman. We're going to give it a base hit since it was in the hole. Dumar had to make a great play to try to get it, and Lamar again gets a hit, their 10th of the game, and the pinch hitter Salazar is able to reach. So a 2-out single. Lamar's got 10 hits now in the game. And it'll bring up Reed. Lauren is 0 for 2 with a fly out to center and a grounder to the pitcher. Two outs and a runner on, and here comes the pitch. It's inside and tight. Underneath the arms, 1-0. Reed trying to help her own cause right here if she can. Little base knock, driving a run or get on base and set up McDonald, who's 2 for 2 in the game as well. On the way, it's outside. 2 balls and no strikes. And I don't think McMillan wants to face McDonald, even though she's the 9 hitter. She has owned her in the 2 at-bats, slapping hits to left field, and in that one right down the first base line, doesn't want to face her with that speed. Here's 2-0 on the way. And it's hit down the first base line, foul. Amy Schmeckpepper in the first base coaching box. Great name to say. 2-1. Long-time assistant with Kristen. Been here 3 years with the program. She's the pitching coach as well. 2 balls and a strike. McMillan out in front of her, raises up and over and fires to the plate. That's on the outside corner for a strike, and it's 2-2. So Reed's going to have to work on a 2-strike pitch here. Probably not going to get something she likes, and she's just going to have to work with it. Outfield straight away in all three positions. Infield up at first and third. Regular depth at second and short. Here comes the 2-2, and it's chopped foul. Just got a piece of it into the dugout. Picked up by the Western Nebraska head coach, Caitlin Groves. Now that I have that name etched in my mind. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 4-2 Lamar. We're in the bottom of the 5th. 7-inning ball game here in Game 1 of the Region 9 tournament. Now a pitch on the way is smacked foul. Left side, out of play. Over into the Bay softball Little League field that is. Trinidad State warming up and putting their equipment on the fences down the third base line. Some of them are right behind us to our right, behind the first base dugout, getting ready on the field behind us. It's a 4-plex here. Just completed here recently in the last couple of years. A rise ball is up and in underneath the arms, and now a 3-2 pitch coming up to Reed. We mentioned this last inning. The 3-2 pitch has been the money pitch for LCC here against McMillan today. When she gets to this count, she usually grooves it, and she's been doing that here. Let's see if Reed can read it. 3-2 on the way. Runner on first takes off, and the pitch is strike 3. Reed knew it, smacks her bat to the ground, and walks across the plate into the dugout to get her glove. In the inning, it's no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. Lamar has now left a total of 7 runners on in 5 at-bats. We'll head to the 6th, and it's Lamar 4, Western Nebraska 2, and the Region 9 tournament continues from Lamar, Colorado on YouTube channel and GoLopes.com in a moment. We're back to LCC, and Lamar has taken Lauren Reed out of the pitching duties and it turned it over to Larissa Royer. So Royer, the shortstop, now is going to be the pitcher, and Lamar has brought in to play shortstop Mackenzie Farron. So Mackenzie Farron, a freshman from Springville, Utah. Her and Woosley are teammates from that school in Utah. Played summer ball together. And Farron will play shortstop now, with Royer now moving to the mound. So that's the change here in the inning. Top of the 6th for Lamar is Royer will come on for the save opportunity. We'll get you the numbers on Reed here in just a moment. We head to the 6th, and Lamar leads it 4-2 here at the Region 9 tournament in Lamar, Colorado. I'm Corey Allen Ford, along with my engineer and producers. The rise ball is taken high. Armani Robbins, the pride of Aurora, the bulldog on the women's basketball team. She will battle you to the end for a rebound. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch is taken down low and inside 2-0. That's what I loved watching her play, and the scrappiness that she possessed every time she stepped on the court. She did not start, but boy, she could play coming off that bench. Yeah, she'll pay me the $50 later, but whoops, she's a college kid. She don't have 50. 2-0 the count, and here's the pitch on the way from Royer, and it's up high with a rise ball, and it's 3-0. So Royer has come out a little pumped up and a little too pumped up right now. And the leadoff hitter, McMillan, who walked in the 2nd, reached on an error in the 4th on a hard hit ball off the glove of Cruz, is now 3-0. And she gets on. The tying run would come to the plate, and Hannah Schaefer. Here's Royer. Rocks, fires to the plate. That's ball 4 with a rise. 4 pitches, all out of the zone and not close. And a chance The tying run to the plate, and here's Hannah Schaefer, who has sacrificed in the second, grounded out to second into fourth. Takes a long look at her coach down on the third base box. Caitlin Groves down there giving the signal. Western Nebraska steps to the box with a runner at first. Nobody out here in the sixth against the new pitcher, Royer. And the pitch this time taken low, ball one. 5 in a row out of the zone. Amy Schmeckpepper might have to come out and have a conversation with Miss Royer, who's a little too pumped up right now. Not able to get anything over the plate. She's 10-5 on the season with a 3.32 earned run average and 1 save. Trying to hold it down for Reed. And the pitch is taken high, ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. 6 in a row out of the zone for the Lamar right-hander. Replacing Reed, and here comes Amy. Out of the third base box, and the rest of the team will join. So Reed's numbers, 5 innings of work. She gave up 6 hits, 2 runs. Both of those runs were earned. She walked 2 and struck out 1. That big strikeout to get out of the last inning was the only strikeout she had. And it was the backwards K on Michaela Kelly with runners at second and third. Or check that, first and second. Royer comes in, having given up 78 hits, 43 earned runs. She's walked 62 and struck out 72, but has walked the first batter in this inning, and now 2-0 with 6 straight balls to start the pitching rotation for her today. 2 balls and no strikes on Schaefer. Crowd making some noise, and here's the pitch. There's a strike on the inside corner. Dots the paints it black, as the Rolling Stones would sing. 2-1. Royer rocks and fires, and the bunt is fouled at the plate. And quickly 2 strikes. So after 6 straight balls, and the coach, Amy Schmeckpepper, coming out to talk to her. Boy, she is heated up. 2 rocket fastballs. That one missed by Schaefer, just got a piece of it on the bunt. 2-2 the count. Royer ready to go. Fires to the plate. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Her best pitch is the curve, and there it was, illustrated right there. Sharply breaking away from the right-handed hitter who just watched it into the glove on the swing. 1 on, 1 out. Here comes Reagan Solomon. Grounded out to third and grounded out to second. She's 0 for 2. The rise ball is up high, 1-0. It's not her money pitch, but boy, she's been throwing it here early on. 1 ball and no strikes. Royer walks off the mound. Hands to the lips, wipes it off, and throws the pitch inside and low. Got to wipe it off when you go to your mouth, and it's 2-0. Marley Grant is next for Western Nebraska. This is the 8 and 9 hitters here with a runner at first. Oh, all the way back to the screen. Bounces right off the screen, throw to second, not in time. Almost like the old pitchback back in my day. That'll date me. 3-0 the count on Solomon. Right off the back screen, right into the glove of McCarthy, who threw to second, but not in time to get the runner. So it's a wild pitch. Charge to Royer. Runner in scoring position now, 3-0 on the way, and there's a strike on the inside corner at the knees, and it pops the mitt. Royer probably one of the, if not the fastest thrower on the team. At 62 miles an hour is her top fastball, which is 80 miles an hour in baseball language, and that pitch down low, ball 4. So another walk. So a walk, strikeout, and now 2 on and 1 out. The tying runs are on base. The go-ahead run at the plate, and here's the 9-hitter, Marley Grant. This is not what Lamar wanted after Lauren Reed had pitched 5 superb innings, giving up just 2 runs and the 6 hits, and left with a 4-2 lead. There's a strike on the inside corner at the knees, 0-1. Grant has grounded to short and has flown to right, and as we speak, the wind has decided to pick up. Just lovely. 0-1. It's blowing straight in, though, from center. Ball popped foul over us and out of play. 0-2. We are at a symmetrical ballpark, 218 all the way down the line. Yes, I do know what that word means. All the way down the line and all the way around. Symmetrical in all features. No extended length in any of the outfield spots. 218 is the distance from home to any of those locations. Here's the 0-2 on the way. That pitch down in the dirt. Good waist pitch there to see if Grant would go chasing. And it's 1-2. Runners at first and second, one out here in the 6th, 4-2 ball game LCC. Royer's pitch is inside. Just missed the inside corner. Oh, inches away. Royer didn't like that call. Thought she had it. Did not get the call. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Top of their order, Guyman is on deck. The pitch. Hit in the air towards center. McDonald on the run. Makes the catch in shallow center. Her speed just is an added dimension to get it out when needed and in tough spots. Most center fielders without that speed don't make that play, as it's in short center. McDonald is able to play shallow and has those antelope-type strides that able to get to the ball in 2 quick strides to the ball, and she was able to do it again, and there's 2 gone. Big out there, and another wild pitch as it goes right through the 5-hole of Miss McCarthy, and back to the screen. Both runners move up now into second and third, and now the tying runs are definitely in scoring position. McMillan to third, Solomon to second. And it's ball 1 on Guyman, who's been on base twice. Grounded out to third her first time up, then walked and scored in the third, and singled and scored in the 5th. There's a strike right down Maine. 1 ball and 1 strike on Guyman. 4-2 ball game. Lamar playing with fire right now. Warriors walked 2 in the inning. Got a strikeout and a flyout. Now 1-1 here on the leadoff hitter, Guyman. And that pitch into the dirt. Good stop by McCarthy. Boy, her ball is moving. Evidence of the wild pitches. McCarthy is having to be cat quick behind the plate. Staying down low and keeping that ball in front of her, doing the best she can. 2 balls and a strike with 2 outs. And here Royer fires to the plate. There's a strike. Nope, down low. I wanted to call it before he did, and he says no, it's down low. Royer shaking her wrist down on the mound, behind the mound that is, in the circle, and now she comes back on the mound. Fires a 3-1 on the way in the dirt, ball 4. She don't seem to be herself on the mound today. She's walked 3. Here come her teammates to console her. And now the bases are loaded, all on walks, and here comes, I hate to say this, but Miss Grand Slam. She hit 2 earlier this week against Northeastern in the same game. Danger, danger, danger. And LCC's team is all out there trying to get Larissa Royer on the same page. Not the player that Lamar would like to have up right now for Western Nebraska. The Lady Cougar fans on the other side from Scottsbluff, if they're listening, they are cheering loudly and trying to push Brooke Dumar to another grand slam. She bats from the right side. She's flown out 3 times today, twice to right and once to center. 0 for 3 in the game. Not the spot you want her in. And there's a strike taken on the first pitch, 0-1. She's already signed to play Division II ball next year at Colorado Mesa with former Otero coach Ben Garcia, one of the great softball coaches of Colorado lore. That ball hit in the air down the left field line. Curving foul. Whew. Wipe your brow on that one. Let me do it for you. 0-2. Mercy. She got all of it, but it curved foul, and that wind is a thank you because it's blowing in straight now, and that ball just started drifting. 0-2 on the way and reaches out, pulls it to third. Third baseman bobbles it, runs, scores, too late at home. It's going to be a tough play, and she was going to have to get it and throw it, and tried to throw it before she got it. And it'll be an error in the third baseman, and it costs Lamar a run. It's a 4-3 ball game, and the bases remain loaded. Demir will get an RBI and reach on an error in the third baseman on what would have been a fielder's choice. McMillan scores, and you can hear the wind kicking in the background now in the microphone. And the pitch is taken for a strike to Maddie Jackson. Jackson has been the thorn in Lamar's side this game. She's 3 for 3. All singles, or 2 singles and a triple. All the hits are to left field. The left fielder Johnson playing deep right now, which is surprising. And the pitch is taken down low, 1-1. So the walks do come back to haunt you, especially when you walk a leadoff runner. And thus far it has. And it's a 4-3 game. Lamar still with the lead. Bases loaded for Western. The pitch hit in the air down the left field line. Curving foul into that seating section down there. And the count 1-2 on Jackson. Jackson had a 2-2 count in the third and tripled down the left field line. A 1-1 count, singled to left in the first. A 2-1 count back in the fifth and singled to left. 1-2 on the way. Just missed. Sorry, I got my hands up. I have no idea where that pitch missed. Looked like it was right down the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Royer's going to have to dig back and does, and the fastball is belted foul late on the swing. Into the Little League field to our left. 2-2. The inning started with McMillan a walk. Schaefer struck out. Solomon walked. Grant flew out to shallow center. Great catch by McDonald. Then Guyman walked to load the bases, and Dumar hit a grounder to third, turned into an error, and that pitch is off the plate, nowhere to put her. 3-2 to Jackson with Gabby Loya on deck. Trebled in River City here for Lamar right now. Can Larissa Royer get out of it? Horsey with the pitch on the way. It's ball 4. Walks in a run and the game is tied. Uncharacteristic for Royer. 4 walks into the inning. RBI for Jackson, who's been on 4 times now. The game is knotted at 4, and Loya will be the hitter. She had an RBI hit her last time up. That was in the 5th. In the 6th now, they're sending their 8th player to the plate. Loya is 1 for 3 with an RBI. Cleanup hitter in a 4-4 tie. Royer has walked 4 in the inning. 2 have already scored. And here's the pitch taken right down the middle for a strike. Solomon and McMillan have scored after they walked. Guyman is over at third. Dumar, who reached on the air at third base, is at second. The pitch. Strike 2. Gabby Loya with an 0-2 count now against Royer in a 4-4 tie after Lamar led the ball game 4-1. They have battled back and knotted it up here in the first game of region, and that ball's sharply hit foul down the third base line. Loya hangs around. Not what Lamar had in store as the Wheat Ridge, Colorado freshman gets ready. Bats from the right side. The pitch in the dirt. Good stop by McCarthy. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Crowd making noise on the western Nebraska side. Here's the pitch. Just missed inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big pitch here. She had her 0-2, and now she's battled back to even the count. Just what the hitter wants. 2-2 on the way, and he tried to pull a curveball and fouls it off down the third base line. Reached out over the plate, just trying to save herself, and got a piece of it and taps it foul. Cruz in front of the bag at first. Roulette at third. Infield, Farron at short. Normal depth. Anaya at second. The outfield shades just a little toward right center to McDonald. Here's the pitch. Down low, ball 3. Ikes. 4 walks in the inning for Royer, who came in to replace Reed, and she is struggling, to say the least, is Larissa. 3-2 on the way in front of the big crowd, and the pitch is hit foul. Loya battles, hangs around. Lamar, the top seed. Western, the 4th seed, has only won 19 games this year. Lamar has won 35 as the top seed, 35-16. They were 24-6 in the region. They were 13-15-1 in the region. The ball popped up, foul, first base side. Cruz gives a look, then it drifts foul into the walkway area between our diamonds here at the fourplex. And the count remains 3-2. Loya is battling. Who will win it, the hitter or the pitcher? Here's the pitch. Curveball hit down the third base line. Wait, stop by Roulette as the ball tried to get by her. She was able to glove it and take it right to the bag at third to get the runner there to finally end the inning. But they scored 2 runs. There were 4 walks and no hits in the inning and 1 error. No hits, and they scored 2 runs. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. We got a new ball game. It's Western Nebraska 4 and Lamar 4 in the first round of the Region 9 softball tournament on the YouTube channel and golopes.com. We're back to Citizens Field in Lamar as we go to the bottom of the 6th. They tie it up with 2 runs, and they leave 3 on last inning. They have now left on a total of 9 has Western Nebraska, but they've tied the game at 4. Good news for Lamar fans is Sam McDonald leads off. McDonald 2 for 2 with a double and a single. She has not scored, surprisingly, but she's been a fly in the ointment for Western Nebraska. She's made a couple of nice catches in center field as well. Love to see her get on here in the bottom of the 6th against McMillan, who has struggled against Lamar this season, but has looked in and out of danger, worked in and out of danger as the pitch is taken for a strike to McMillan on the inside corner with a breaking ball, 0-1. The closest game these teams have played this year is a 6-4 Lamar win back on March 25th here in Lamar. Right now it's 4-4 in the bottom of the 6th. The pitch is taken on the outside corner. Nope, just wide. McDonald came running up, trying to slap at it, and decided to keep her bat back, and the pitch sailed on her. Sailed on McMillan, and the catcher off the plate. 1 ball, 1 strike. 9-1-2. McDonald, Anaya, and Roulette for Lamar here in the 6th in a 4-4 game. Hit down the first baseline, just foul as it goes on the right side of first base. Tried to get the bag and hit it right over the bag down the line as the first baseman was charging and the ball was already by her. I can guarantee you this, McDonald would have been standing at second, putting the moosehead ears on top of her helmet. But to no avail, and it's 1-2 right now on the foul ball. Sam gets set. Deep in the box on the left-hand hitter side. Here's the 1-2 on the way and slaps at it and pops it in the air. First base side over toward the bench, and Schaefer has it right in front of the dugout. Nice play by Schaefer. In this beautiful clear sky day, the sun shining brightly and the wind now just a breeze here. And there's 1 out. So the last 3 innings, the leadoff hitter has been retired by McMillan, which is good news for her in Western Nebraska. Here's Anaya, who's been on twice, 2 singles and a flyout. She's 2 for 3. Scored in the first inning and fakes bunt, swings, and fouls it right back into the screen, 0-1. Nothing and 1 on Anaya. Well, I guess the good news is, and I'll give it to you here in just a second, 0-1 on the way. Then the pitch. Hit on the ground sharply off the third baseman, past the shortstop into left field. Anaya reaches with 1 out, and Lamar has the go-ahead run on. That ball was hit sharply. The third baseman, Kelly, tried to make the play to her left. I'm going to give it a hit. Third hit of the game for Anaya. She's able to reach on a sharp single off the glove of the third baseman and just past the shortstop. Lamar has outscored Western Nebraska in the 6th inning this year, 15-3. So this is their inning right now. Lamar has scored more runs against Western Nebraska in this inning and in the second in any of the other innings this year in a game. Roulette will be the hitter with 1 on and 1 out. Let's see if that holds true here in this opener of the Region 9. First baseman, third baseman up, waiting for the bunt. Roulette shows bunt, pitch down low in the dirt. 2-0 now on McKenzie. She's already sacrificed once. She doubled in the third and popped up to the first baseman in the fourth. 1 out, 1 on. 2-0 to count. The pitch, she shows bunt. It's a rise ball way high. It's 3-0. Maybe here comes that sixth inning magic for Lamar. The chant 3-0 from the Lamar dugout. And with the chop of the right arm, 3-0 is the count. McMillan rocks and fires to Roulette, who shows bunt again, and the strike is taken on the outside corner, 3-1. McCarthy and Woosley would be next. 4-4 tie in the bottom of the sixth. Otero and Trinidad State warming up. They'll be game 2. The 2-seed Trinidad, 3-seed Otero from just up the road here in Lamar and La Junta. The pitch on the way is ball 4 high. Not what Coach Gray has wanted. A walk with the 3-4 hitters coming up. RBI opportunity for Caitlin McCarthy here. Woosley would be next. McCarthy walked and scored in the first. She had a single the last time in the fourth. And a sacrifice in the third. So officially 1 for 1 in the game. And it was an infield single last time. She shows bunt, takes the pitch off the plate high, ball 1. So now McMillan has lost the strike zone, much like Royer did last inning. Got McDonald a pop-up foul to lead off this inning, and then Anaya with a single off the third baseman's glove, and then a walk to Roulette. Now 1-0 to McCarthy. First and second, 1 out. The pitch is high with a rise ball, 2-0. And Caitlin Graves is making a beeline to the circle. Those are very, very large and long strides, and she has made it out there with a snap of the fingers, and she is in the face right now of Emma McMillan. You have the 3-4 hitters up and a 2-0 count on McCarthy here in a 4-4 tie. The infield now comes in to talk to their head coach, anticipating a bunt here from McCarthy, but now with a 2-0 count, will that change? What does Kristen Silva have up her sleeve? The official umpire home plate breaks it up. Graves heads back to the dugout on the first base side. Slower pace this time than she did when she walked out there. All right, we're set. 2 balls and no strikes on the count. Runners at first and second with 1 out. 4-4 tie, bottom of the sixth, Western Nebraska and LCC. Here's McMillan's pitch on the way, and it's on the inside corner at 3, strike 1. McCarthy did not show bunt that time. And the runners at first and second. Ready to push off. Here's McMillan. Rocks to the plate. Rise ball popped up behind the catcher and into the second row of seats on the first base side of the Western Nebraska dugout. 2-2 is the count. Last year's these teams played in their best 2 out of 3 series. They changed that back to an all tournament at the home site. And Lamar won 2 out of 3 games up at Scottsbluff, something they hadn't done in a long time. And they were able to get to Trinidad and lost 2 straight down to Trinidad. This year hosting the tournament. Here's 2-2 with 2 on and 1 out. The pitch is inside and low, ball 3. I don't know if you want a walker to get to Woosley and Royer. Good pitch will be coming here. McCarthy's going to settle in. Get strapped in for a good-looking pitch, and there it is, right down the middle, and it's chapped to the shortstop. Shortstop to third for the out. Will not throw across the diamond. They'll get the front runner. The lead runner, Anaya, that is out. 6-5. So she got the fastball and hit it right to the shortstop. Dumir makes the play to Kelly. And there's 2 out for Western Nebraska here in the 6th, and now they face Woosley. Leah is sacrificed to the first and doubled and drove in a run back in the third. And also made the last out last time up and hits it on the ground to short. Shortstop Dumar over to first, gobbles it up on the first pitch. Two are here with 2 on, and Woosley grounds out 6-3, and Lamar will leave 2 runners stranded, 1 in scoring position. So they have now left on a total of 9 runners in 6 innings. It'll be Royer back to the mound as we go to the 7th. We're tied at 4 in the Region 9 opener in softball here at Lamar, Colorado on GoLopes.com and the YouTube channel. We come back for the 7th. Armani Robbins, our engineer and producer today. I'm Corey Allen Ford, voice of the Running Lopes. And the LCC Lady Lopes softball team today as the Region 9 tournament kicks off here in Lamar. We got a good one, 4-4 is our score. Lamar 4 runs, 11 hits, and have committed 2 errors. They've left on 9. Western Nebraska has 4 runs on 6 hits. And they have not committed an error. And they've left on 9. Royer in her 2nd inning relief for Reed, and a 2-hopper right back to the mound. Royer step and throw to first. 1 out. Michaela Kelly grounds out. She's 0 for 4 in the game now. 1 gone in the 7th, and here's Emma McMillan. McMillan, the pitcher, but an absolute pain in the posterior for Lamar on the offensive side. A walk in the 2nd, made it to 3rd and left stranded. Reached on an error in the 4th, left stranded at 2nd, and then walked to lead off that 2-run inning in the 6th. Part of 4 walks that Royer administered in that inning, and the pitch right down the middle, and she's not messing around this time. That's the first strike she's seen in 2 at-bats, and it was right down Savage Avenue, as they say here in Lamar. It's 0-1. 1 gone in the 7th. 0-1 on the way. Here it is. There's a strike on the inside corner, 0-2, and Royer not messing around. She's got a horse to feed. 0-2. She's in the prize award-winning horse training program. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball, and McMillan wants to slam her bat to the ground. 3 pitches, and out you are. 2 gone in the 7th. 2nd strikeout for Royer in 2 innings. And she is not messing around here in the 7th. Boom, boom. Here's Schaefer, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout last time against Royer and swings and misses at the first offering. 0-1. She's grounded to 2nd against Reed and has sacrificed, so officially in the game 0 for 2. I'm telling you, Larissa has got a hot date. There's a changeup strike on the outside corner. Oh, baby. Slow that down to 30 miles an hour, and that was not what Schaefer was looking for. 0-2 the count quickly. She's trying to get to the dugout right now and into the 1 ball, 2 strikes. She is not messing around. Get it, stand, whip it, and off we go. Here's the 1-2 on the way. Got a piece of it inside out, it down the first base line, but way foul, and it's 1-2. Lamar will have Royer, Johnson, and Salazar coming up. 5, 6, and 7 in the bottom half of the 7th, with Royer leading off. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got her on a rise ball as the crowd gets excited, including Armani Robbins up here cheering on her team. In the inning, it's 1-2-3 for the first time in a game for LCC pitchers. And we'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Lamar has a chance to win it. It's 4-4 at the Region 9 softball tournament on GoLopes.com on the YouTube channel. It'll be Larissa Royer leading things off. 8 pitches to dispose of Western Nebraska in the top of the 7th, including 2 strikeouts. Today she's 2 for 3 with a single and a double and 3 RBIs. 3 RBIs in her first 2 plate appearances, a 2-run single in the first and an RBI double to right center in the third. She grounded out to the first baseman the last time up. Hit a soft liner that was smothered by the first baseman. Her first pitch from McMillan here in the 7th is a changeup on the outside corner, 0-2. 0-1, that is. Royer has hit 1, 2. Strike on the outside corner. Three home runs against Western Nebraska in 6 games this year. Can she make it 4? 0-2 the count, not in her favor. And here's the pitch, way outside. 1-2 as she works her way back. Royer's got 14 on the season. It's one of the top marks in the country. Bats from the right side. The kid from Berthoud, Colorado, up in the northern Front Range, takes it just off the corner with a changeup, 2-2. She had 76 or 73 RBIs coming in. She now has 76, which ties her for 5th in the nation. And home runs, she's 24th in the country with 14. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Got her swinging. She was trying for the downs right center field, but missed it. McMillan gets a huge strikeout here to lead off the 7th. Four strikeouts now in the ballgame for McMillan. She had 2 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th, and 1 here in the 7th, and gets Royer to lead things off. And Alexis Johnson, the scheduled hitter, but Lamar, it looks like they're going to pinch hit somebody here. And let's see who it is. 22, that's Nanika Rivera out of Thornton in Horizon High School. Nanika Rivera is going to bat. So it'll probably be a bat and then go back into the field for Johnson, but we'll see how that goes. We'll see if Nanika can do something here in the 7th. Takes the first pitch just a little low and outside, ball 1. Nanika Rivera out of Thornton in Horizon High School. Where's the number 21? Check that 22 in the back of her jersey. Hitting at .341 on the season and takes the pitch off the plate, 2-0. Nanika this year, .341 on the season, 28 hits and 82 at-bats, 4 doubles, 3 triples, not a home run, but has driven in 21. She's also walked 14 times, struck out 13, and there's a strike on the inside corner at the knees, 2-1. Needs to get on here. Salazar on deck, then Farron. We're in the bottom of the 7th in a 4-4 tie, Region 9 opener in softball. The top seed Lamar in a tie with the 4 seed Western Nebraska, and checked her swing. Yes, she did go, and it's 2-2. Tried to stop it. Emma McMillan has picked up a extra shot of gas on that fastball and that rise, and getting it over the plate and in the temptation land. 2-2 on the way, and here it comes to Rivera, and a check swing on a... Did she go? No, says the first base umpire. It was a changeup. Rivera thought about it, swung the bat, but held it back. 3 balls and 2 strikes on Rivera with 1 out here in the 7th. LCC needs a runner. Crowd trying to clap and make some noise. Here's McMillan's offering on the way. It's outside, ball 4. So a 1-out walk. Third walk of the game for McMillan, who has 4 strikeouts and 3 walks. Salazar, who came in for Sandoval last time and got an infield single, will be the hitter. Will Lamar try to bunt her over for Farron, who's on deck? It worked successfully in the first couple of innings, and here's the pitch. Not bunting, and the pitch is high, ball 1. So she got the big out in Royer to lead off with the strikeout. Now walks the pinch hitter Rivera, and now Salazar 1-0. Infield up at first and third. The outfield medium range all the way across. Here comes the 1-0 on the way for McMillan. Shows bunt and bunts it foul. Pitch was up high. Coach telling her not to bend her knees as she tried to bunt it and was squatting when she was bunting that, and they fouled it right back to the screen. 1-1 the count on Salazar. Trying to get the runner in scoring position. First baseman and third baseman now creep in. Here comes the 1-1 on the way. It's outside off the corner. On the corner it says the umpire at home, and it's 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Salazar. She'll be swinging away here. See if she can drop it into right or left center. 1-2 on the way. Change up, and she tried to loft it over the second baseman's head and lofts it foul back to the screen behind home plate. First base side, it's still 1-2. Trinidad working on getting prepared for the game. Otero here as well, I believe. Don't know where, but I know that Trinidad, they're right behind us. 1-2 the count. McMillan likes the sign, rocks and fires to the plate, way off the plate this time. 2-2. McMillan loves to work that outside corner and is trying to work it again here. She struck out Royer on the outside pitch to start this inning. Walked Rivera, who had 2 check swings on outside pitches. Now is 2-2 here on Sandoval and flops it in the air right side. Foul territory. Schaefer about 4 steps over to her right makes the catch. And there are 2 gone. Actually to her left and makes the catch. So there's 2 outs. The go-ahead run at first, and here's Mackenzie Farron. Farron is yet to bat in the game, replaced Lauren Reed when she was taken out. Farron is at 288 on the season. 3 doubles, 6 RBIs, 17 hits, and 59 at-bats, and takes the pitch high, ball 1. 1 ball, no strikes. She's out of Springville, Utah. Just a freshman. Along with teammate Woosley, also out of Springville, Utah. Both played on the same Summer League team over in the Beehive State. And the count 2-0 now on Farron. McDonald on deck. 2 balls, no strikes. Runner at first, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th on a 4-4 tie. And here's McMillan's offering on the way, and there's a strike on the outside corner. Does a nice job of painting it black, and it's 2-1. Loya, the catcher behind home plate for Western Nebraska. Guyman, Jackson, and Grant, the outfield from left to right. Kelly, Dumar, Ramirez, and Schaefer, the infield from third to first. And the ball is fouled out of play over the top right side. 2-2 now on Farron. What a big hit this would be for Mackenzie Farron right here, the freshman from Springville, Utah. If she could drive in Nanika Rivera, who got the 1-out walk in a pinch hitting role for Alexis Johnson. Here's McMillan's pitch, swing and a miss. Oh, foul ball, says the home plate umpire. And the count remains 2-2. So Lamar catches a break there. Looked like it got under the bat of Farron, but we're up here and he's down there and he's got the better angle, as we say. 2-2 is the count. McMillan trying to work her way out of a runner at first base. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th, and the rise ball stays up. Might even been a changeup, but it just floated instead of moved down and away or down and in to a right-hand hitter. It stayed up. So now 3-2 to Farron. McDonald on deck and all her speed. Rivera is set over at first. Here's the 3-2, and it's hit off the end of the bat towards second. Second baseman gobbles it up. Over to first, Ramirez, and we've got extra innings and free baseball here, free softball that is, here at Citizens Park. In the inning, it's no runs, no hits. There was a walk, and Lamar leaves their 10th runner on base in 7 innings. We'll head for extra innings. It's Western Nebraska 4, Lamar 4. The Region 9 softball tournament continues in a minute on YouTube channel and GoLopes.com. We're back for the 8th inning here in Lamar as we get extra softball. Game tied at 4. The last 6 games this year, no extra inning games. 6 games last year, actually 9 games last year, no extra inning games. So me being the mathematician genius that I am, 9 plus 6 is 15. Pretty good, huh? Pretty good for SIU Carbondale grad. No extra inning games in the last 15 meetings between these teams, so this is a first. 4-4 is our tie as we move on to the 8th, as Royer will face the bottom part of their order, and the first pitch is taken for a strike. Reagan Solomon. 8 pitches last inning for Miss Royer, who had horses to feed, as we say. She's a horse training major, or she's specializing in that at LCC, one of the best programs in the country. The pitch is fouled off and on a play behind us. She wants to start her own horse training business. Coach said they call her Horsey. She's out of Berthoud, Colorado. Tall right-hander. She's gotten Division I offer from Evansville this week. It's not interested, according to the coach. Foul ball, and it's right off the handle into the glove of Roulette, just in front of the third base coaching box, and one away. Just like that, she has retired 5 in a row. So Solomon is out, and here's Grant, the bottom part of the order. She's 0 for 3, 2 flyouts and a ground out. 0 for 1 against Royer, and the pitch is down low, ball 1. 1 out in the 8th. Royer not messing around like she did last inning, and the pitch on the way, that's into the dirt, scooped out of there by McCarthy. 2-0. Leadoff hitter Guyman, and then Doomer on deck for Western Nebraska here in the 8th inning of a 4-4 tie. Royer takes a long look in and is ready to go, and the pitch is down low, ball 3. Now she walked 4 in that pivotal 6th inning when they scored twice to tie it. She's been sizzling since. Right now down 3 balls and now a 3-1 strike. There's a strike on the inside corner. It's 3-1. Grant, the right fielder for this Western Nebraska Lady Cougar team. 3-1 on the way, and hit foul way down the left field line. She was way out ahead of it. Hits it out of the park, but way foul. No chance for it to be fair, even with the wind not blowing. And the wind has again died down, barely moving off the pole, which is a rarity here in southeast Colorado, as we've mentioned. Most of us have seen everything blowing around the last month, from trampolines to broken telephone poles, and that one is lined over the third baseman's head in the left field, a base hit. Grant will take the turn at first and look out at the ball at the shortstop's hands. Farron right back to Royer, and there's a 1-out hit for them. Their first hit since 3 in the 5th inning. They scored without a hit on 4 walks in the 6th. So 1 on, 1 out, top of the order, and here's Guyman. Guyman's been on 3 times, 2 walks and a single, scooped up. Nice play by McCarthy, moving to her left on a pitch in the dirt, and it's 1-0. It keeps the runner anchored at first. Dumar would be next. She's officially 1 for 2 in the game, is Alyssa Guyman, the left fielder. And there's a pitch on the outside corner for a strike with that good breaking ball. 1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, how about a double play if you're an LCC fan? Infield bunches the middle. Does Farron and the second baseman an eye, and hit right, past the shortstop in the left center field, a base hit. Runner takes the turn at second, will hold right there. She played her too far up the middle that time. If she was in normal depth, I think that's a double play grounder. But Farron was playing just to the right of second base, about 5 or 6 strides, and the ball was just to where she would be if normal depth. Into left center field, quickly brought in by Johnson, and with runners at first and second now and 1 out, here's Brooke Doomer. Doomer takes a strike. She hit the little tapper to the third that ended up in error and scoring a run in that 6th inning. And all those runners reached on walks. Runners at first and second for Western. Ball hit down the third base line. That's a fair ball. underneath the glove of roulette. One run will score, another run to third, the other runner to second. Western Nebraska has come back from a 4-1 deficit and leads it 5-4. Oh my goodness. Dumar right down the line and over the third base bag. Grant scores with no problem, and it's 5-4 Western, and now runners at second and third and one out. And here comes Maddie Jackson, who's been on 4 times, 3 via the hit, 1 on a walk. She walked with the bases loaded in the 6th, singled in the 5th, RBI triple in the 3rd, and a base hit back in the 1st inning. All those hits were to left field. And there's a strike in the outside corner, 1-1. Infield is in all the way around for Lamar, trying to cut off any additional runs at the plate. And the ball popped in the air. This could get a run in. Over in right center is the catch made by Woosley. The runner tags and will score from third. And the runner at second tags and goes to third. I don't know if I'm Lamar, I might appeal that at second. She was there in a hurry at third base. Don't see Lamar doing that. 2 outs now in the inning on the sac fly by Jackson. Jackson with her 3rd RBI of the game. Guyman scores. Over to third goes Doomer. And here's Loya, who's been on twice in the last 2 innings. Actually hit a fielder's choice to end the 6th, an RBI single in the 5th. Popped to the pitcher in the 1st and grounded to second in the 3rd. Takes a strike and it's 0-1. 6-4 now. Western's lead is 2. The pitch. Popped foul and out of play. Western hasn't beat Lamar this year. First time ever. Lamar swept him in 6. Last year, Lamar won 6 of the 9. And right now, Western is leading in this first game of Region 9 as a 4 seed, 6-4 in the 8th. The pitch, swing and a base at a pitch in the dirt. Roll down to first, and that'll do it. So Loya strikes out, leaves a runner stranded at third, but the damage is done. In the inning, 3 hits, 2 runs. It breaks the tie. There was 1 runner left on base. Lamar's got work to do in the bottom of the 8th if they don't want to have to play in the 8 o'clock game tonight. It's 6-4 Western Nebraska right now with the upset of LCC. We'll come back for the bottom of the 8th and the LCC at bat on the YouTube channel and golopes.com in a moment. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Lamar's got work to do. They trail at 6-4. Caitlin Groves and her team, and if I've said Graves, I am sorry, but Caitlin Groves and her team have really battled back and played inspired softball. After trailing 4-2, they tie it with 4 walks in the 6th and 2 more here in the 8th. And now McDonald will lead off for Lamar in the bottom of the 8th. Needs to get on and slaps at it towards center. Center fielder makes the catch. Inner tracks and shallow center to Jackson. And it's a big out for Western Nebraska, getting Sam McDonald right off the bat. So after going 2 for 2, she's 0 for her last 2 for 4 in the game. 1 out in the 8th, and here's Raylene Anaya. Anaya's got 3 hits and 4 at-bats. A single and scored in the first, a single in the 4th, and a single in the 6th. Bats from the right side. She's 3 for 4 this afternoon. Needs to get on base for Lamar to have a chance. And the pitch is outside and low ball 1. Western hasn't beat Lamar this year. 0 for 6. Neither team has played in extra inning games in the last 15. And McMillan did not beat Lamar this year at all, and she was crushed by Lamar in the multiple games she did pitch. She is wanting this game more than anything else right now. The pitch is high, 2 balls and no strikes. Roulette, McCarthy, the meat of the order coming up next. 2-0 on the way, ball 3 high. Well, she walked a batter with 1 out after a strikeout in the 7th, but Rivera, the pinch hitter, couldn't get anywhere. She was left anchored at first. Lamar has left 10 on in the game, and the pitch is taken for a strike. 3-1 to Anaya. Trying to get on for the 4th time and start something here. Lamar needs some bats to get going. 3-1 on Anaya. The kid from suburban Los Angeles, the pitch is inside, off the corner, ball 4. Oh, Emma McMillan again snaps the glove and does not like the call of the home plate umpire there. Well, let's see if that rattles her cage. Here's Mackenzie Roulette. Roulette doubled in the 3rd, sacrificed in the 1st, doubled in the 3rd and scored, popped to the first baseman in the 4th, and walked in the 6th inning. She's been on twice and scored once. Plays third base for Lamar with a runner on. She's the tying run as Roulette at the plate right now. The pitch from McMillan's a strike on the outside corner, 0-1. Roulette on the season has only hit 1 home run, has knocked in 34. 0 for the long one here. McCarthy is on deck, and the pitch, she bunts it right in front of the plate. Third baseman has it, throws to first in time. Runner into scoring position, and now 2 outs in the inning. Five to 4 on the putout at first. And now McCarthy will get a chance with a runner at second. She has walked and scored in the 1st, singled in the 4th, sacrificed in the 3rd, and reached in a fielder's choice in the 6th. Has been on 3 times and has scored once. Woosley on deck. The pitch is high with a changeup, ball 1. 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Western Nebraska on the brink of upsetting number 1 seed Lamar and putting him into the consolation of the losers bracket, where you have to win more games just to get to that final. 1-0 on the way. Popped in the air, foul. First base side, out of play. McCarthy has yet to hit a home run this season. 46 ribbies on the year for her, on her way to Colorado Christian University next year in Lakewood and the RMAC. 1-1 on the way, and the pitch is there, a strike. Change up, and it fooled her. 1-2, and Lamar's down to the last strike. Woosley on deck, the cleanup hitter. 6-4, Western Nebraska in the bottom of the 8th. Here comes the pitch. Way outside, did not go for it. Loya set up out there. 2-2. Lamar fans want one grooved right down Main Street. No wind at all as the flag is draped around the pole in dead center at 2:18. Here's the 2-2. Tapped foul, reached out after pitch way outside. Just got a piece of it and hangs alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes on McCarthy. The outfield is in medium range all the way around. Infield at normal depth, runner at second for Lamar is Anaya. Here's the pitch. Reaches out, taps it, third base shortstop goes out. Dumar makes the catch, and Western Nebraska has pulled off the upset in round 1 here of the Region 9 tournament and sends Lamar into the 8 o'clock game tonight. Ouch. Western Nebraska down 4-1, scores the last 5 runs of the game, and they win it by a final score of 6-4. We'll take a timeout. We'll let you look at the screen for a minute. We'll get all the numbers wrapped up and get you set for the rest of the action today here at the Region 9 Softball Tournament. You're listening to the Region 9 Softball Tournament in Lamar, where Western Nebraska beats Lamar in the first game, 6-4 in 8 innings. We're back in a moment on YouTube channel and goldups.com. We come back to Lamar and the Citizens Field, our final score in Region 9 opener. The upset as Western Nebraska scores the final 5 runs of the ball game after Lamar had a 4-1 lead. And Western Nebraska will now play in the 5 o'clock game this afternoon in the winner's bracket, while Lamar will drop down into the 8 o'clock game tonight and take on the loser of Trinidad State and Otero. As the final score, Western Nebraska 6 and Lamar 4. 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 10 left on for Western Nebraska. The winning pitcher is Emma McMillan. She goes 8 complete innings, gives up 11 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, struck out 4, walked 4, and improves her record to 13 and 16 on the season, and beats Lamar for the first time this year in her 3 outings. Lamar, on the other side, Lauren Reed went 5 innings, gave up 2 runs, was replaced by Larissa Royer, and Royer unfortunately just didn't have it in that 6th inning. She walked 4, 2 of them scored to tie the game, and then got 3 hits against her in the 8th inning, and they were able to produce 2 runs and win it 6-4. Royer takes the loss in 3 innings of work. She gave up 4 runs, all of them earned, walked 4, struck out 3, and her record drops to 10 and 6. Lamar overall now at 35 and 17. Western Nebraska's record improves to 20, that is, and 29 as they move in to the winner's bracket game tonight at 5 o'clock against either Trinidad State or Otero. That's the 2-3 game, and that'll be coming up here shortly. It's scheduled for a 2 o'clock start, so about a half an hour will be round 2 or game 2 of this tournament between Trinidad State and Otero. Lamar drops down to tonight's 8 o'clock game. We'll have it for you here on the YouTube channel and goldups.com. Once again, our final, Western Nebraska scores 2 in the 8th after scoring 2 in the 6th, and they scored the last 5 runs of the ball game after Lamar led it 4-1, and they win it 6-4. They will now move on, and Lamar will have to play a elimination game tonight. Their season, if they would lose, would come to an end later on this evening, and hopefully that's not the case for LCC fans. Western Nebraska, the worst team record-wise in the tournament. That's what happens in these tournaments. You never know what can happen during this time of the year, and that's what Caitlin Grove said earlier to me this before the game started. You just never know what's going to happen in the tournament, and we found that out in Game 1. Western 6, Lamar 4. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. I appreciate all the help from Armani Robbins, who did a spectacular job on the producing and engineering of our ball game here on YouTube channel and GoLopes.com. Until tonight at 8 o'clock, I'm Corey Allen Ford, voice of the Running Lopes. So long, everybody.